Hey Woodturners, I'm Captain Eddie Castle and welcome to my shop. I get questions on a regular basis about what's the best way to turn wood or cut wood. My tools are moving a lot of material, but I'm not getting a good finish. Well, a good friend of mine named Mark Soleil calls it wood slicing. Not wood turning, wood slicing. See, if you look at what a great cabinet maker does, his best cut is with his plane when he slices off the wood. That's his best cut. So what I want to show you is the difference from just, I call it jugging the tool in there and seeing stuff fly out and thinking that's pretty good, to actually slicing the wood away and getting a surface that you can work with. It's all about tool presentation. And we're not getting into carbides in this conversation. We're mainly high-speed steel gouges and other tools, and I want to show you what the difference is from just tearing wood away to actually slicing it away. And all you have to do, you know the drill, you gotta watch. To get this all started, I'm going to take a roughing gouge and I'm going to just put it in with a... Now look what's coming off of it. Now most guys see that coming off and they're going to think, hey, I'm doing pretty good. Are you? Can you see? I'm going to have to kill some lights to make this work right. Let's get you, there you go. You see that? That is the leftovers from just pushing that tool in and letting it take the shavings away. That is what I would call just jugging the tool in and seeing something fly. Whereas I was just using the wild edge, not the bevel, not the control, moving it with my hand and not being real smart about it. So let's get real smart about it. Now this is a roughing gouge. This is just made to take wood away and get things shaped up. So now I'm going to crank it up. I'm going to go over here and get it started. I can't do anything left-handed, so I'm going to take one pass. And the whole time I was riding the bevel, controlling the cut, and now get in there and take a look at it. I took 90% of that tearing away just now by slicing away that level of wood. Slicing it away. I'm going to change gouges and show you something else. This is an Ellsworth gouge. This is, alright, here's the deal. You see that flute? Where is it? See that flute? Just a perfectly round gouge. And that flute has been machined down there. This is a deep V gouge. This has been machined down through it. It's unlike the old bowl gouges. This has got what's called an Ellsworth grind, or an English grind. This has been ground on a Blackhawk rig. Now you can see it's a little bit dirty there, so this hasn't been touched up in the last few minutes. Now, when I touch it up, it's only one pass on the grinder because I use my jig. But I want to show you the difference. Again, wild edge. A lot of shavings coming off. Most guys, again, would think that's doing pretty good. Let me show you the damage we left behind. Look at that. Lines, striations, tears, I gotta sand out. Alright, that is just by pushing the tool into the wood. Now, we're going to use the same speed, same tool. I didn't sharpen it. I didn't stop the camera, so you know this is real time. I'm going to go over here, I'm going to close the flute up. Straight vertical. I'm going to get a little bit of a bite. Then I'm going to roll the flute open. This is a piece of soft poplar. I picked this piece of wood because it will tear, and it will gouge up, and it will, look at that. That's open, that's the very end grain. Right? Much better cut. Why? Because we sliced the wood away. We didn't tear it away. We read a bevel, and then we opened it up, and we rode around the bevel, controlling it, and what's coming off are little whiskers and slices of wood. Great difference from tearing the wood out to slicing it away. Now, straight up letting you know, that was the opposite direction to cut this piece of wood to get a great finish. But I wanted to show you, wait, what do you mean? You don't understand? Okay, where's my mock-up? Here it is. That's a mock-up. This is a nice mock-up. Ron Radcliffe made this for me out of Washington. This is, say this is the grain of this bowl. All right, right here. Now, see how it comes sticking out like this? Now, I took my gouge and I cut it this way. Uh-oh. Look at that. It catches. Okay? So I cut this nicely, or sliced it nicely, going against the grain. Whereas if I had moved my tailstock and came from over here and pushed it around this way, I would have cut these fibers off much nicer. They would have laid down rather than rose up, and I would have gotten a nicer finish. So tell you what, I'm going to get rid of the tailstock and we'll do another cut. Remember the goal. We have these fibers standing up. We want to make a downhill pass over here. Downhill pass. So I got the tailstock out the way. I get over, I get a reed. Then I open the flute. I swing the back of the handle. Right, I was trying to take too much at the end over there, but let me show you the difference. Get in, take a look. Very little, some spots I didn't get it all fixed. Very little tearing. Pretty good overall slice. You may not think it makes a big difference. After all, shavings are supposed to be shavings. But it's, like Mark Slay says, if you slice wood, you get a better finish than if you just cut wood. Now, all these shavings kind of look the same. This doesn't. Radically different. The finish and start you get when you start the right way, by not tearing wood away, by slicing it away. And by the way, that roughing gouge and the Ellsworth gouge both came from my buddy Dave at D-Way Tools. If you're looking for high-speed steel gouges, see this address? Look him up, get his number, give him a call. Talk to Dave about your gouge needs. And by the way, I want to thank my buddy Ron for the great mock-up he made me. I think he cut up his mustache to do this with. It really helps explain cutting the grain off rather than plowing into it. And really, if you think about what you're cutting a little bit before you cut it and what you want to achieve. Now, granted, if you're roughing something in, it's okay. But you see the coarse cutting? That lends to fatigue and stresses on the wood that you may not want to put on there. So taking it easy all the time helps. And number two, every single cut should be a practice cut. You do need practice, you know that, right? Okay. Every cut's a practice cut. I don't like to go get that big plow out and grind away at logs to get them roughed in. I'll take my time on it. It's not a race. I like to take my time on it because sometimes reflection of great cuts helps you build confidence for your overall finished project. And that's what it's all about. Confidence in what you turn so it comes out nice. With that in mind, see all these shavings? I'm getting the bag to start making shavings. I got to get into it. I'm going to put. Let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a glue block on the end, on the bottom of this. I'm going to shape up the outside a little bit more, and then I'm going to get into making a bowl out of it. Really, really thin bowl. Why? Because I want to pierce a nice pattern in the outside of it, and I think it'll look really cool. So, till next time, I'm making shavings. How about you? You take care and be good. Oh, wait. Gotta ask you because it's required by law. Have you turned your Freedom Pen today? Have you? Uh-huh. Not so. You need to turn the Freedom Pen. Need more information? Drop me an email at this address. This one right here. Yep. And I'll tell you more about the Freedom Pen project. See you later.